writing that essay that I wrote in 2018 was one of the first times I really spoke out about depression and having wanted to die. I would come home from recording after laughter and I wouldn't even feel any joy. And it was so strange because music is my passion and Paramore is my first love, my true, my real love of my life. So I couldn't understand why the things that I always leaned on felt so empty. And I didn't really think there was much else to live for. Songwriting is my main form of therapy. I would say that if it weren't for writing throughout my teenage years, my growth as a human would have been stunted. I really needed that, and I've needed all the records that Paramore's ever made, and I think that this one that I've made has been probably the most crucial to me and my mental health as an adult. I've just been through a lot in the last 5 years of my 20s. Heavy things, like things that I couldn't deny how adult and grown up and kind of icky they felt. Writing got me through all of it. I wrote Wrap Yourself in Petals for Armor, and it felt like it came from somewhere else. Like it didn't really come from me. I didn't mean to write it. It just kind of happened and it felt so right. And I realized that it was sort of a summary of like a moving mantra that was like very much alive in me. Over the last few years, I've been trying to learn how to be more vulnerable and how to share parts of myself that are not that attractive and that are not that fun to talk about. I think that I use that as a means of connecting to people because I so desperately don't want to feel alone. I grew up, being the front woman of a band that turned out to be, we came across very powerful in our sound and in our stage show, our live show. And I really, really reveled in that whole image of me, sort of in all black latex and a cape and sort of just being up there, yelling and screaming and kind of a little bit acting like I was fronting a hardcore band. It made me feel tough and it made me feel like I could get through anything. And certainly it was right for that time in my life because I do think that I needed that to get through all the things I was going through. And I think at one point I woke up and realized it was really heavy to carry. And I got tired of people coming up to me and saying, you're perfect and you're so strong and I wish I could be more like you. And I'm like, there's like a movie reel in my mind of all the things that I know about myself that these people don't. I know what it's like to be in the deepest part of your depression. And I still have access to my depression today. I mean, I am full transparency. I take medication and I go to therapy and I still have access to all my feelings. I can be very down and sad, and I also can be overjoyed, and I can actually wake up and see the point of living. I think that it's very valuable to appreciate all of your emotions and almost imagine yourself sitting with them, or maybe the one that's the most felt in the moment, and kind of notice what that feeling wants to show you about yourself or about your life or your outlook. And it may not be nice. Sometimes discomfort is a way to grow. It's been very liberating, to be honest, and just to sort of like put my fists down to my side and say, actually, this is who I am, and come along for the journey if you want.